Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to my channel where we focus on using ordinary materials to make beautiful things. Today I just want to do a quick overview of several projects that I am working on for Christmas gifts. A couple I've finished, a couple I'm in the midst of doing. I don't anticipate them taking a long time to do, and I think they would be quick things that you could do something similar to it. It wouldn't have to be exactly the same, but maybe it'll give you an idea of a handmade gift that is not going to, take you a really long time to make. So I have my box here of things. So let me start. This one I showed you before when I was making it, but it is done and it is a Christmas gift. So I just want to kind of, give you a quick review of it in case you haven't seen it or in case you've kind of forgotten about it. This is what I called the Life Balance Journal. And so what I did is I printed, I created a little thing on my computer, just a little, set of squares, and I printed them for each week of the year, a place for the person who gets this, one of my friends, to write down what they do during that week to nurture their wellness, their spirituality, their social life, their relationships, their personal growth. What do they do for fun and relaxation? What do they do to help their finances? And what do they do to help their career or job? And so all I did was I took a book, I've altered it. I took some of the pages out. I painted on some of the pages. I put a little collage on each week, and I glued this in. So, and you can even see the collage is not, it's not, there's a quote at the beginning of each month with a picture. Each month has the same basic kind of collage. There's a little bit of music paper on this one. There's a butterfly. There's something with flowers on the next week. There's something with a bird on the next week. There's maybe food something on the next week. Or random, see, here's a butterfly, music paper, flowers, birds. Oops. And then food oriented, because it's just different parts of life. And so every month has a picture and a quote, and then it has that same progression. So I didn't have to find, a bazillion different things. I just needed to find a whole bunch of flowers or a whole bunch of butterflies or a whole bunch of birds. And then so I just put those in. So this is then an altered book, and then I just decorated the cover. I stenciled and put some jewels on it. And this will be going to one of my friends to help them track their balance in their life. So that one did not take super long to make. It got a little tedious with the painting all the pages. So you might just put a piece of collage paper or something over it, something you've already done. You could do that. Or you could just cover the whole page, with this. This could be larger, cover the whole page, and then do a collage something here. So that's one idea. Another idea, this one is in progress. I have a friend who plays the cello, and I'm going to make her a practice journal. Now, I made this as a demo of the pages to go in the practice journal, but I'm going to print it on some heavier, nicer paper. This is just plain copy paper, but I made a place for her to put her lesson notes for the week and then her practice notes. There's 6 days worth of practice notes. And I have this children's book called The Cello of Mr. O that I have taken apart, and I will be including these pages in the journal. And I'll also probably be including some sheet music pages. So there'll be, this is like 15 pages, so about 15 weeks if I put one of these pages between each week. And then if I also put in a piece of sheet music, maybe decorated, that I've stamped on or decorated the sheet music in some way. That would be another maybe 15 weeks. So that would be, every other one. So that would be 30. And then if I put in one more collage paper of some kind, or something with quotes on it about music, that would be, the rest of the year. I could fill that out for the rest of the year. So that would give her a whole year it would have the storybook interspersed within it. You know, and then it would have a place for her to do her practice notes and lesson notes. And then I'll probably use this for the cover. I think this is cute, you know, the cello of Mr. O. And she's a cello player. I had kind of a hard time finding a book. I actually ordered this one from a used book site, and I only paid like $4 for it. So it was a good buy, I think. So that's in the works. This is one that I have finished. This is large puzzle pieces. It's like a children's floor puzzle. And the puzzle they're like a board book. So you can deal with those puzzle pieces in several ways. You can sand them down to take the shine off. You can put some gesso over them. I just peel the top layer off and it leaves me with cardboard underneath. If you look at board books, they're cardboard, heavyweight cardboard, and then they have a layer with the printing glued to the top of it. And usually you can just peel that off. So I made this out of a picture that was recently taken of my Lochinvar and I. And so all I did is I took the puzzle piece, I covered it in music paint paper, I put a little gold paint on it. I printed this picture, which is a picture, like I said, that we just had taken in October. I printed it in sepia tone, and then I cut it out and glued it on, put on a little trim. On the back, I used a piece of an old Christmas card to, you know, decorate the back a little bit. You could collage on it. I just punched a hole and added a little charm. It's a little Christmas tree charm. And this at the top. So my intention is to maybe use these as Christmas ornaments so that I can have some pictures of family on the Christmas tree, and it would be a fun way to have the year. I probably go in and write, you know, Jenny and Jeff 2022, something like that, and then I can do other family members as well. I can download a picture, put it on there, and write it, and have it, you know, have that on our tree as kind of a keepsake ornament. You could also just collage on them and do Christmas collage and use them as tags in a journal. You could tuck them down into a Christmas journal, would be really cute. Or, you know, you could do any time of year. I'm just thinking Christmas right now. You could also, you know, make a little mini piece of art and tie it to a gift. And then somebody would have this to hang, you know, maybe by their desk or their rear view mirror or something like that. So that would make a really cute little gift. This didn't take very long to make. I bought the puzzle at Goodwill for $1, I think. And it has, I don't know, 25 or 30 pieces that are this large. So I have lots to play with, lots to work with. You know, and you can turn it any way you want. If you want to turn it this way to collage, whatever. So any way you want to do it. But I thought this was kind of fun, and this one didn't take very long at all. So that you can kind of mass make those. You could do all one side, glue a bunch of stuff on, flip it over, glue the other side, you know, punch all the holes, put all the dangles. You know, that would be really easy to do a mass make. Another one I'm in the process of doing is a kind of a, I don't guess it's a motivational, like on Motivational Monday, I always do a quote, and it's been kind of a tough year for me and for other people that I know. And so those quotes help me when I'm feeling down. I go back through my book, my Motivational Monday book, and read through those quotes and look at the pictures in it, and it makes me feel better. So I have a friend who's been having a tough time. And his favorite book is Don Quixote. So I ordered an old copy. It was pretty torn up. I had to do some mending. I pulled a bunch of pages out, and I'm making an altered book that you can see I had to mend some of the pages. They were falling out. I'm making an altered book that has quotes in it, and some of these are quotes that I have. I'm keeping it a little more subdued because it is for a guy, so I'm not going to put a bunch of bling on it. But I want it to be something that when he's having a bad day, he can flip it open. I'll write him, you know, a personal note in the front, and he can look at it and feel like, you know, maybe somebody far away cares about him, and, you know, so that he can remember that, you know, this too will pass. So all I did was I pulled out a bunch of the pages. I glued pages together, and then I covered the edges with washi tape. And then you can see I'm just gluing in. I have some little pieces of card that I had previously made. I did this in a video quite a while back, where I took, those don't have the back on, where I took mailers, like junk mail, kind of, they're sort of like index cards, and I covered them with paper on one side, and then I just painted all over the other side and stenciled and all kinds of stuff. So I've just cut those up to make a small little background, and then I typed in a bunch of quotes on my computer and put it into kind of a handwriting font and printed them all. And so I'm in the midst of doing that. So once those are in, I'm going to leave these pages blank so that if he wants to paste something in himself, he'll have plenty of room, you know, so he'll have every other page like will be something I gave him, and then there's a place for him to put something in as well, to glue in something. And then I will decorate the cover. So I haven't, you know, the biggest amount of time on this one so far was making all the quotes. The book has not taken very long, so I just haven't quite finished it. I tend to start things and then I start like 3 or 4 other things, and I kind of bounce between projects. The last one isn't really even started, but I want to show you what I bought. I got this at Goodwill. It's just a little mini binder, and I thought it would make a really nice calendar. So here's my thought. I'm going to print, much like the pages I showed you on the first one, I'm going to print calendar pages that will fit this. There are downloads available. You can just design your own. But I'll print calendar pages and do, you know, the 3-hole punch and put them in. And then for each divider, I will decorate the divider for the month. So at the end of the year, my recipient could make a new set of calendar pages and put them in and still keep it. So I'll decorate the divider for the month and put little tabs on it. I'll decorate the cover, and I will probably put in on each month a page that is a place for people to list like everybody's birthday and anniversary and stuff. So you don't have to write those down every year. You can just see them at the beginning of the month. I might put in a pocket, so there's a place to put in, you know, cards, like you can buy birthday cards and things like that. So that's my idea for this. I haven't started it yet, but I don't anticipate it taking too long. I want to finish this one, which is about, you know, over half done probably, and then this one, and then I'll do the calendar. My other thought with the calendar is I wanted to put in some things. The person likes to garden, so I thought I might do flowers and gardening kind of theme for all of the tabs. And then I found these old postcards that got pictures of gardens, and so I made shaker cards. I made a shaker card out of the first one, but I'm going to do that to the rest of them as well, to tuck in so that there are interesting pictures for the person to look at that aren't necessarily attached to the calendar. Just, you know, just something in there to pull out and look at. So this one will have the 12 dividers that are decorated, the calendar, and then, you know, some little shaker cards in it. So those are the ideas that I have. I know this is kind of just a quick little video to give you some ideas. If you would like to see some of these things in more detail, please let me know in the comments, and I will be happy to kind of do a tutorial, you know, as I go. As I said, some of them are in progress, but I can certainly back up and show you in more detail how I did them. And I'd be happy to do that. I just, with it being the first week of November, I really just kind of wanted to throw some ideas out there for you to start thinking about, so that you still have time to make some things, so that you can give some handmade gifts for Christmas. And I like to give handmade gifts, but I like to give something that I think is going to be useful, which is why I do kind of, you know, theme journals, like this one with the, you know, with the life balance journal, or this one with the practice journal. Something that I know my recipient is going to want and use, as opposed to a journal that they're not really going to know what to do with. And I've given some of those too, and people always like to get those as well, but they tend to take a good bit of time, and people aren't always sure what to do with them. So if you kind of focus the journal on something in particular, it helps. So you could do, if you have a friend who likes to read, you could do like a book of lists for reading, and like books they want to read, books they've read. They could do a book review. They could give it stars. If you have a friend who's really interested in health and wellness, you could do a journal that is pointed towards, meal tracking, a place for them to plan their meals and track their fitness levels and things like that. So I think if you think about junk journaling and then narrow it down to kind of a specific use, that helps people enjoy the journal and enjoy the work that you've put into it. So those are just some ideas. Let me know if you want to see, more detail on some of those things. And I will see you next time. So until then, remember, use what you have to make your life more beautiful. Bye.